Yeah, the mission is super important. Well, first off, I mean, that's a very ambitious statement, isn't it? Health for all, hunger for none. I think it's got the advantage of being boundless. There's no limit on what we can do. And it's important for kind of inspirational reasons, but it's also very practical. So inspirationally, you know, today's workers, people are coming to work, they want to achieve something great, especially young people. They're not content to come climb some organizational ladder. They want to deliver a result for the world. And so the mission is really important for that. From a practical standpoint, having a clear mission is the essential step to creating an environment where people can make decisions at the ground level without having to go up through layers of management. If they all know what the mission is, then you can say, hey, this is the mission. You do everything that's driving that, and we do nothing that's not driving that. So it's very practical. Well, we have 3 amazing divisions that have a big role to play in feeding the world, in curing serious diseases like heart disease and cancer and neurological disorders, and providing opportunities for consumers all around the world to care for themselves. But we also have some challenges. We have a bureaucracy that makes it too hard for people to get things done. That's a common problem for large companies, but frankly, that's not good enough. There's 2 ways to tackle that general challenge, okay? The old traditional way is to have sort of a strategy process and an operational process. And you have sort of top-down goals that are strategic goals, and you have tactical goals and many layers of management that are sort of driving these goals throughout the organization and making sure they're getting done. The problem is, it doesn't really work. It's the people on the ground who need to be able to make the decisions, both for the tactical things today, but also for the long-term health and adaptation of the business. And so the way we're going about this is really a system that puts decision-making in the hands of the people at the lowest levels, but still provides for coordination. And we call that dynamic shared ownership. And it's a massive effort that's affecting every job, every person in the company. And so we're creating a system where rather than having up to 10 management layers, we're taking out a lot of layers. We're putting 95% of decision-making with the people doing the work. The people working with customers on a daily basis, the people working to develop new products on a daily basis. If you put decision-making in their hands, that is the real world. There's nothing more real than a new product. There's nothing more real than the customer's need today, the problem they're stumbling over, and how can we fix that? It creates a level of ownership that you just don't find typical in large organizations. So it's a really excellent way to keep the whole corporation grounded in the needs of the customers today and in the vision for new products in the future. I believe in the power of a strong mission-driven company that basically puts the mission first, and then everything else can flow from there. You know, if you're convicted about producing great products that add value in the world, hey, that's great for customers. That's great for the world. It could be great for employees because they have an opportunity to be a part of that. And if you want to have the best employees possible, you need to make sure you have good benefits for those employees and rewards, right? So this is an approach that puts the mission in the center, and you can do well by doing good. Yeah, I think for me, I just get a lot of satisfaction seeing people, able to kind of realize their dreams at work. I think there's so many forces in society that are kind of pulling people out of that. Even concepts like work-life balance. I don't really believe in that. Balance is sort of like, a trade-off of good and bad. And I'm much more about, hey, how do we make people's work life enjoyable, joyful? That they can do great stuff for consumers, for patients, for farmers, much faster and better. That's super rewarding.